morning. It is Tuesday. I'm officially, actually tomorrow will be 7 weeks postpartum. So we're still in this newborn phase. Newborn phase apparently is 8 weeks, so we're still very much fresh in the newborn phase. But hi, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a few weeks since I posted my birth story, but here we are. If you can hear a noise, it's my handy dandy boob pump. I'm no cow. She sneezed in her sleep. But essentially Blake slept last night right through to 7 o'clock this morning, and only woke up, I think, because Adam's alarm went off, so he's away to the gym nice and early this morning. And I have concluded now, so you know, obviously you're so much more tired when you have a baby, right? However, we are blessed that she, touch wood, sleeps pretty well during the night. Like maximum wakes up once, and then after that it's like 6, 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, so we're very lucky with that. But yeah, what I'm finding is I am having to be so much more like intentional with my time when she's asleep. It's a case of, right, get your laptop and get doing the work that you need to do. Right now I'm working on finishing my postpartum workout program. That it's not even just a workout program, it's like a core rehab, pelvic floor, everything that I have been doing to get myself recovered from birth, basically, and what I'm going to be doing over the next couple of weeks as well. So that is coming to my app very soon. It is taking time to obviously research about it, get knowledge about it, try and test things out, so that will be coming to my app very soon. But that is what I'm working on. I have my spreadsheet up, I'm inputting all the information, but yeah, basically, you know, like obviously when you're like working from home, you're on your laptop, you have times where you're like, oh, have we scroll on Instagram, we scroll on TikTok, and you know that turns into like 30 minutes if not more. I literally can't do that when the baby sleeps. Like, see, when she's asleep, it's a case of get the laptop out, because we don't know how long she's going to be asleep for, and productivity levels are like just all over the place right now. Like as soon as she's asleep, it's like try and get work done, because you can scroll on your phone and stuff when you're breastfeeding, and that's the thing, breastfeeding takes up so much time. It takes up so much time. This is actually done. I'm trying out power pumping now that I am over the 6 weeks. So yeah, breastfeeding takes up so much time. I love it right enough. I think it's such a like cute one-on-one experience, but she can be feeding for anywhere up to like 45 minutes, and when you're trying to be productive, that is not the best thing to be doing, is sitting for 45 minutes at a time 8 times a day. It's literally a full-time job trying to breastfeed. We have been really lucky that we haven't had any issues with breastfeeding. Like from the get-go she was just on and that's it. So the thing is, Adam is here a lot of the time, like most of the time, so he very much obviously is the other parent in this situation. But with the feeding, obviously I'm breastfeeding, and it's been only breastfeeding so far. Like there's not been any pumping, because basically my midwife told me to wait to the 6 weeks to allow your milk supply to be what she needs, so like kind of supply and demand, and try not like over pump right now in the first 6 weeks, and then create like mastitis and all that kind of stuff. So I think that's why we've avoided issues, is because we have just solely breastfed and not introduced pumps or anything like that. But now I have the pump. This is the Mom Cozy one. I just seen it on TikTok loads, so that's the one I went for. I think it was like £60 or something like that. I didn't want to overspend on one either, because I've seen loads that are so expensive, and I thought I'm just going to go for one just to see how we got on with it first. So far I like it because it's wireless, so it just like literally sits in your bra top. Also, I'm over having boobs. I'm over it. Like, I don't like it. I want my flat chest back. But yes, basically we are pumping now to allow me to build a stash up. My arm is killing me. Allow me to build a stash up like in the freezer, so that Adam can feed her bottles throughout the day. Sometimes I don't want it to be solely bottles, like it would be like 1 or 2 a day if, you know, like I've really got stuff that needs to be done work wise. Is this focusing? You know, that way if I've really got stuff that I'm like, I really need to get this done, I really need an extra hour today, an extra 2 hours today, then that is where the bottles are going to come in. Or if we're like out and about and it's just so much more convenient to take the milk in a bottle, something like that. Because we went out for dinner 2 weeks ago now, to a shopping centre, and the shopping centre has like a feeding room, so like next to the changing room, so you can just sit in there and feed. So I did that. Luckily she only fed for like 15 minutes, and then we were like kind of wheeling around trying to get her to sleep before we went to eat, because I know you can breastfeed in public and in restaurants and stuff, but we were out for dinner. I wanted to have my hands like eating my dinner, and ideally if you had your breast milk in a bottle it'd be easier to kind of, not right now because she's lying flat in a pram, but when she's a bit older, like if she's propped up in a pram, you can like feed her the bottle whilst you're kind of eating if you had to. But the joys of the newborn bubble, it has been a bubble. Like the first couple of weeks, I won't lie, the first 2 weeks I actually thought, game over. What have I done? What have I done to myself? What have I done to my life? It was hard the first 2 weeks, I think, because your hormones just and you're so tired and it's so new. The first 2 weeks are brutal, so if you're pregnant or you're planning to have babies in the future, just be prepared that those first 2 weeks will slap you in the face with a brick. But then it gets better, and I mean, we're still early days. We are like literally, like I said, tomorrow's 7 weeks postpartum, and like just, I would say the last like couple of weeks, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, is when I've been like, oh right, okay, I get this and I understand how to do this, and we're a bit more of a routine. And I think because we're so blessed that she sleeps well, that it makes a difference. And that Adam's here as well, because we decided to share the paternity because I work from home. It didn't make sense for me to take a year off of work, and because I'm self-employed, so basically we are sharing the paternity. He's going to be here for a few months, which is fab. He's at the gym right now, right enough. I'm so jealous every time he goes to the gym because I'm like, I wish it was me, but at the same time I'm not like in a rush to put my body through anything right now because it's still not ready. It's still not ready. This whole you will be ready at 6 weeks to go to the gym, no you won't. I'm not ready to go to the gym. But like I said, I've been doing my postpartum plan, which is incorporating all my core rehab, my pelvic floor rehab, and body movements at home. So that's what we're going to be doing for another week or two, I think, before we even think about going to the gym, because last thing I want to do is rush into it, injure myself, overdo it, something goes wrong down there, and set myself back like 6 weeks. There's no point in that. So yes, we're going to get, I've just wasted 6 minutes. No, it's not wasted because we're making our content. Oh my god, did you hear that noise? This child is very noisy when she sleeps, like very noisy. Like through the night she's like, I'm like, please don't be a sleep talker. Sleep talkers and sleepwalkers freak me out. But I'm going to get on the laptop and I'm going to do as much work as we can while she sleeps. The noisy little child sleeps. And my breast pump is due to go back on. But welcome to this new phase of life. Don't worry, the channel's not turning into solely a baby channel. It's just such early days that it needs to be realistic in what my content is, and not my first video being like back in the gym. And that's just so not realistic for people. Okay, I got my spreadsheet done, thank god, and I am going to make breakfast. She's still asleep, and this is rare by the way. She is never asleep at breakfast time, and normally it's Adam and I making breakfast and then taking turns holding her, and you know, eating together, but with the baby. But she is asleep this morning, so I'm making breakfast, and Adam's still out, so it is me. I'm going to get my breakfast ready and I'm going to sit and watch a YouTube video if that actually happens, because by the time I make this, like 5-10 minutes, that could all be out the window. So let's hope that that is the case. We have discovered right enough, and there's this this video on YouTube, and it's like a dancing fruit thing. It's like a black screen with dancing fruit and like nursery rhymes, and it's like this baby sensory video, and she sits and watches it. So we have once or twice, if we're trying to like really trying to get dinner going or something like that, we've plopped her in front of this, and I'm like, I can't have my 6-week-old baby a TV addict. It's not happening. So she's maximum watched it for like 10 minutes, and I'm like, no, I can't. I can't do it. But 21st century people at the same time, gotta do what you gotta do. And yes, that's the chopping board off my face. Before anyone points it out, I did not put this here. Basically, when I got my book released like 3 years ago on Amazon, my auntie like made me this, but got me this chopping board because obviously like cooking, and then put the photo of me on it, and it's been in my cupboard since, because come on. And Adam found it the other day and he was like, why is this not out? This is like an achievement. And I was like, yeah, cool, let's just put my face twice in the kitchen. So I'm pointing out that I did not put that there. my oats lately have been my usual like oats with cacao powder and then almond milk, but the toppings has now grown to be blueberries, coconut, chocolate chips, sometimes yogurt, Biscoff or peanut butter. It depends, you know. Sometimes I love peanut butter, but sometimes you're just not in the mood for peanut butter. I'm in the mood for the sweetness, and today we're in the mood for the sweetness. So blueberries, coconut, chocolate chips, Biscoff, maple syrup, chia seeds. And this is what the end result looks like. It is just fab. It's like a dessert. Okay, it is. I have a sweet tooth, and the Biscoff is a bit cheeky, but it's a tablespoon a day. It ain't going to kill you. That's what we mean by balance. I'm going to finish my breakfast. What are you smiling at? I'm going to finish my breakfast, and Adam should be back soon and work can crack on. Actually, she'll need fed. I'll finish my breakfast, then she will need fed. My skincare routine now happens sometimes literally in the middle of the day. So right now it's just hit 12 o'clock, so she's been fed twice, the nappy's been changed twice. I did get my spreadsheet done that I wanted to get done, so that was handy. I've had my breakfast, so we're actually on quite a bit of a roll this morning for it being 12 o'clock. So I'm going to just do my skincare and crack on with the rest of the work that I've got to do today. Since I'm on such a roll, I had like a list of stuff to do across the week, but we're just going to, this is what I'm doing now. I'm literally making what needs to be done in a week, and then when I have the time to do it, I'm going through the list and just taking advantage, because tomorrow could be the complete opposite day where it's just baby needs all the attention or needs like fed constantly, and we just don't know. We're still on our finding like a perfect groove, which I don't think we're ever going to find with a baby, but I do think by the time she's like 6 months or something, where she can like sit up properly, where she can maybe be in more of a seat rather than like a swingy chair, or when she's like able to be fed like wee bits of food and stuff and not constantly breastfed, then we will have a bit more freedom with our routine, I feel like. So Adam right now is playing her the guitar. She loves just sitting looking at him and he plays the guitar. She has this like obsession with the Drunken Sailor song, which I'd never heard of this song. Like, what do we do with the drunken sailor? Like, I'd never heard of that in my life. But he discovered that that is the song that she likes. Okay, we are having like the comfy days very often lately with working. Obviously, if you're working from home and you're looking after a baby at home, we're very rarely getting ourselves ready, but it's lunchtime and she is finally down for another little sleep, and I don't anticipate this one lasting long, so I am just doing the Wicked Kitchen spinach and garlic ravioli. Literally just having this with a tomato pasta sauce. It'll be ready in 5 minutes. Seal the deal. Bon appetit. Since there's not really a specific like protein component to that meal, whenever I have a meal that's not necessarily the highest in protein, I always add the My Vegan protein water to that one. It's 10 grams, and like I've said before, these are like juice, okay? They're not protein shakes like creamy, milky, anything like that. It's literally, you can see, just like a bottle of juice, but you've got 10 grams of protein in there. Always remember, my discount gives you between 37% and 40% off of My Vegan. Link is always in the description box, so go and check it out. Basic natural bars are my absolute saviours. See, when I don't have like my healthy kind of snacks prepped in the fridge, like my protein balls and stuff like that, these are very much my go-to. Is she woken up? She slept for a good like hour and a half again. Today's not a reflection of how life normally goes. She's just sleeping really well. What was I going to say? I don't want to be the person to say this, but I'm really excited for like autumn time and winter time. I'll get over it very quickly once it's here, but today for example it's like pouring a rain, it's so dull, and I just have a tracksuit and my fluffy socks on whilst I'm working, and like the vibe is just like cozy, and I'm excited for that. However, I do know that by the time I've had it for like 2 weeks, I'll be very much over it. But is anybody else just excited for like the last 4 months of the year, or is it just me? Or 3 months? What are we even on? September? I managed to finish my spreadsheet. I filmed this YouTube video today, and I've also made 2 reels, which is the amount of work I would like to think I would have got done in 1 day previously, but the spreadsheet, I've been doing it for like 3 days, so it's just adjusting to your new expectations for your workload right now. And I was thinking about it earlier, because in the first few weeks I was actually like, I was getting annoyed that I couldn't get stuff done at the speed I was usually getting it done, and I was like, it's taking me 3 days to do this thing that should have taken me maybe a few hours one afternoon, and blah 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 blah. And then once you kind of adjusted to the whole, you have a newborn baby and you really are like fully kind of connected to this human being, you know, I just look at her sometimes and I'm like, now is not the time to be working 8 hours a day. Like, it's not the vibe. Like, I have, like I said, like my weekly to-do list, and I'm doing it weekly now instead of daily, and everything I want to get done in a week, and you fit it in when you can across that weekly period rather than doing things day by day. Because I have this tiny human being who likes to sleep on top of me, who likes to be carried, who feeds off of me obviously, and you know, I keep seeing all these like TikToks and things of like how that goes by so fast, and some people just miss it because they're so prioritised with other things. And I'm like, if it takes me 6 months or a year of my life to have a slower paced work environment, still getting stuff done just at a slower pace, but getting to absorb like every second of this tiny wee baby, then I'm going to take that over the opposite. So I'm just putting that out there for anyone else that maybe feels like, oh, but you worked like 10 hours a day before and you were so used to like your time just being invested in you all the time and like what you like to do and what you wanted to achieve, that it's a-okay if it takes you a while to adjust that that's no longer your priority for right now. And I know it sounds silly, like, you know, you're having a baby, you know your life's going to change, but I don't think you realise exactly how it's going to work until you're actually in the situation. So you're allowed to kind of grieve your ease of your non-child life, even though you have this perfect human being and you wouldn't have it any other way. But I'm definitely more of a flow of it now, and very much like I said, she's only small for such a short amount of time that I will spread my work out over a week or over 2 weeks rather than feeling like it has to be done. But I think that's a personality trait of mine. Like, I was always like wanting to be super productive, and if I didn't have a productive day, I was like, today was a waste of a day, I haven't done 25 things and all the rest of it. So it's given me an insight to myself, if anything. But like I said, I'm having a snack. It is now 4 o'clock. I just have like wee bits and bobs I kind of want to tie up while she's still asleep, because God knows how she's still asleep. She has been up once or twice, like for like 10-15 minutes at a time, but Adam's managed to put her back to sleep. He's in the shower, going to think about dinner soon. Not soon, but like what to actually have for dinner. And then I'll probably end the video. Actually, this video will include my nighttime routine, but because I'm doing a reel at the same time, like a mini version for Instagram, but that's not going to include my nighttime routine because it's not going to fit in. We're just going to do up till like dinner time. But anyway, we're blabbing, but I wanted that bit of insight because motherhood or parenthood is a slap in the face, and unless you are in it, you have no idea how it's going to affect your life. And if you are having any kind of thoughts about how your life is so different, whether they're positive or negative, you are not alone on that, and we shall all get through it. But I'm actually just really excited to like finally get back into like YouTube, for example, and I started a series on my Instagram, like a 30-day series, just to like make sure I was kind of keeping up with regular content. It allows me to like be more creative with content as well, because it's easy just to post like similar content all the time, which is good because that's why people follow you. But at the same time, we needed something new because we're in a new phase of life. But yeah, I will see you in 1 second to you, but probably in another hour or two. Well, she's probably going to wake up soon actually, so feeding time number 4. Should I have been fed 3 times? I actually don't know. Video.
Absolute radio country from Adam's Radio.
dinner. Yeah?